Chapter 6, Consumer Decision Making. How many of you are consumers? How many of you like being consumers? We buy stuff, not just buy stuff, but we consume stuff all the time. Whether you bought it or someone else bought it, whether it has to be bought at all, we consume stuff all the time. Whether that's physical things we consume like food, whether that's experiences. You watch Netflix, you're consuming content in that respect. We consume things all the time. Sometimes, of course, under our own choices. We bought it, we wanted it, we shopped for it, we took it home, we ordered it, whatever. Sometimes it's consumed, but within someone else's control, perhaps. Somebody else provided a meal for you, someone else invited you to go to the party, whatever it is. But we still consume things. We want to look at how we make decisions that lead to consumption. As consumers, we have choices of whether or not to consume something in the first place, whether or not to go shopping in the first place, whether or not to buy something, even after we've gone shopping for it. And even after we've bought it, we still got some choices to make of whether or not we liked it, whether or not we thought this was a good idea, whether or not we want to do it again, buy from that company again, use that thing again. We look at consumer behavior. We look at it in depth in MKT361 Consumer Behavior in the fall. Talk to your advisor. If you're not yet a marketing major, we can help you. We'll bring you around to the good choices of your life. Consumer behavior is not surprisingly an entire class devoted to why and how consumers do stuff. The behaviors we choose to partake in, like shopping, like comparing. The psychological implications as marketers of how do we get consumers to behave the way we prefer them to behave? How can we influence, not trick, not manipulate, not blackmail, not force, influence. Legally, ethically, and morally, hopefully all the time. Consumer behavior looks to real broad, simplified ideas of how consumers make purchase decisions and what do they do after that. Most of what we think of in marketing, like what we're going to talk about at the end of the semester, especially in the promotion realm, for instance, all of advertising and personal selling and such as that, most of what we think of in marketing is the lead up to the purchase. The before we've gotten the money, before they clicked buy it now, before they swipe that card. That's where we spend a lot of our time and effort as marketers, to get you in the door, to get you to care about our products, absolutely. But after the sale, there's still some essential, sometimes, marketing activities that take place. Like what? After I've gotten you to buy something from my company, what do you expect from me afterward?
The product that you...
Sure. If I ordered it off Amazon, I expect Amazon to send me the thing, right? What else? You've gotten the thing. It's in your grubby little paws. You've eaten the meal. Whatever it is, you've already gotten the activity, product, experience, whatever. What else? Are we done with? Am I dead to you now?
What was the question? Sorry, I spaced out.
After, I understand. We'll get that later. After the purchase, after I've gotten you to buy the thing, it's made it to your house if you ordered it, whatever. What do you want from me as a company after that?
Satisfaction.
Satisfaction? How?
Through being okay with your decision to buy the product.
Is that the company's work, fault, choice?
Yes.
What else? How do I help you lead to satisfaction that you're happy with your choice?
The product does what it was marketed to do.
What a novel idea. I put out a big commercial. I had a Super Bowl ad and I said, it does this. Does it do the thing? No, don't tell them. It should do whatever we say it should do. That's legal, ethical, moral implications again. We say that it's going to solve this problem in your life. let it solve the problem. We say it's going to make your life easier, make it easy. We say it's going to be delicious for dinner, make it delicious for dinner. So, sadly, often we see companies that tell us this thing and then it does this thing over here. That's kind of a killer. If it does not do what we claimed it was going to do, what are your options as a consumer?
Not purchase.
Not to do it again. You got my dollar this time, but you'll not get it again. What else?
Return it. They'll let you.
Return the thing. Does every single thing we buy have a return option?
No.
If you ever shop at Dirt Cheap, they put it real clear. It's your problem now. Don't bring it back. We don't want to hear about it. Most, say, retail companies, tangible products, we have return policies in place. Some are very strict. Some are very generous. Some have no questions asked, unlimited amount of time. Some you got 30 days, 90 days, a year. All kinds of interesting things. What?
So you can return anything.
No, you can't.
They take it.
You can, depending on the manager, you can get it to happen. You know, Walmart does not want you to return bicycles. If you fuss about it long enough, they'll take the bicycle
I've
back.
seen people
But it's
return
one of their things
food.
they don't. Well, that's not sort of on the food's packaging. They do not want to take back open medication. A little bit of that is, of course, some corporate policy decisions that every company has their own, what do we want to happen? Then we take it down to the individual employees level, and usually, say in a return capability, or when the customer wants deeper satisfaction than the employee is empowered to make, a manager or CSM, in Walmart's case usually, gets involved. And we're not supposed to, you missed the window, we're only supposed to exchange this, but it sometimes has some discretion as to what can happen. What do you want to happen? If you own the company, you say, this is the rule, this is what I want to happen. Do you want your employees to go with, okay, that's what we're supposed to do, but I'm going to do this for you today? What do you think of that as an owner, as the manager? As consumers, we're like, we don't have to care about that. I need my money. I need a new product. I need satisfaction. We balance sometimes here our consumption as consumers is a little selfish. No, not you. You're never selfish. Others are selfish in what they want. I want the best for me. I want the best value. I want the best product. I want the prettiest fruit. I don't want the bruised one. I want to pay the least as possible. And if I don't like it, I want you to take it back and give me all the money and maybe something for my trouble. A restaurant that gets my order wrong in the drive-thru, and I go back in and I'm like, you forgot my whatever. And they're like, I'm so sorry. Would you like a milkshake? Absolutely, I would like a milkshake. We have certain opportunities in business to not just correct the problem, which is a very important part of this, but sometimes we have the opportunity to go above and beyond. I'm not going to get, fine, let me fix that. I'm not going to get annoyed by you as a customer. I want to be sorry as the employee. I'm so sorry this problem happened, whether it was my fault or not. A lot of anger that consumers might feel when a problem happens, when someone has wronged them, when a company has not done what they were supposed to do, a lot of anger and frustration can be diffused by admitting a problem, by saying, I'm so sorry, let me take care of that for you, fix that for you, figure out how to replace that for you. It doesn't have to necessarily cost the company any money. We have other opportunities to go above and beyond. Certain guarantees and return policies, you get whatever you want and your money back. You get a gift card for your trouble. You get that free milkshake because the drive-thru messed up. There's opportunities to go above and beyond, and those companies will ones that will elicit a lot of loyalty. And when I do think about that again, I'm not going to necessarily remember they got my order wrong in the drive-thru. I'm going to remember not only did they fix it, but I got something extra. Hope they get it wrong again. That's a great place to have your customers thinking about you. I'm going to go back and I'm happy and I trust them. They're going to make things work out. Consumer behavior is built upon consumers making the decision to purchase, to consume, to do the thing that we want them to do, and then the use and ultimate disposal of whatever it is they're using. Because if they use it and they dispose of it, most of what we buy and use, we're going to need again. Just because I ate yesterday doesn't mean I'm not going to eat again today. That's a very repetitive cycle. And if I can make consumers happy with my restaurant or my frozen food company or whatever, I have a lot of opportunities to get dollars after dollars after dollars if I've done them right, if I've made them happy. Certain products, we have lots of repetition in the buying process sometimes, but we get one shot, and that's got to make the best we can do. How we look at the decision-making process, kind of 5 steps when consumers are moving through the decision to buy or consume anything, how they go about shopping, how they make the decision to actually purchase it, use it, consume it, and what happens after that. There's all kind of factors that influence the decisions. These are kind of small to read. We have cultural, social, individual, psychological factors that affect all of this, and we'll talk about some of that kind of at the end of this chapter more so. But we're going to go through kind of each of these steps in the consumption process, in the consumer behavior decision-making process. First thing we got to realize as consumers is we need something. You absolutely can go shopping with no purpose whatsoever. That's a great way to run up credit card bills. It's a fantastic idea. But most of the time I go shopping. I go to the store with a purpose. I have a need. I have something I need to buy. I need to shop. I need to figure out this issue, this problem, fill a gap in my world. So one of the things that obviously has to happen first is the need has to be understood. Some of you may have needed a raincoat, some boots, and an umbrella this morning and may or may not have had that. You may be thinking about, why did I not buy that when I saw that at Walmart last week? You may be thinking, why is there a hole in my boots that I did not know? Now I need new boots. The situation, the circumstances that we find ourselves in day-to-day life sometimes, of course, triggers, I understand now I have a need for something that I did not previously know I needed. We can have unexpected consequences like that. And of course we have expected ones too. I ate yesterday, I want to eat today, I'm probably going to want to eat tomorrow. If I have no food in the house, the need is kind of apparent. I got to go to a restaurant, I got to go to Kroger, I got to figure out how I'm going to survive. Those are registered, recognized, easily understood, ongoing needs. Once we understand we have a need, we search. We search for information. We search for options. We look at where can we go or do or what can satisfy that need, bring me to not having a need any longer. Look at that kind of deeply. We find alternatives. We look at options. We make choices. This one's going to cost me this much. That one's going to cost me more, but I get more for it. I got to drive across town, or this one's ordered online, and I got to wait 3 days. All of those are alternatives. All of those are variables that will affect how we make our decisions. But as marketers, we're hoping all this goes well so that you get to the purchase. Because up until I get paid, I'm marketing heavily. I'm spending time and effort and labor to try and influence you as a consumer. But until you say, okay, click, swipe, whatever, the purchase is made, I don't get paid. Consumer buys the thing, uses the thing, hopefully enjoys the thing. There's all kinds of post-purchase behaviors that include, I'm super happy and I'm ready to buy it again. I'm so happy, I gotta tell my friends all about it. I'm not as happy as I wanted it to be, but it's not worth returning. I'm so mad at how bad this went, I gotta talk to somebody. I gotta call somebody. I gotta complain to somebody. There's all kinds of post-purchase behavior potential outcomes that we may go through. Need recognition. First stage in the decision-making process. The result of an imbalance. A mental imbalance is a different issue. But a result of an imbalance between where we are and where we want to be. Our actual state of being at present and our desired state of being, whether at present or at some point in the future. Why are y'all here today? Why are y'all in this university? Why are y'all suffering through the rain to get some knowledge? This should be a simple question, but it's a little bit like, why am I
Right.
Existential crises are a different issue as well. Maybe you want to, I don't know, complete a degree. Maybe you think, get degree, get good job. Good idea. I like it. Good answer. Good job, have money, happiness, consumption. Marketers want you to get your degree so that you got that money to give to the marketers. This is why you should trick them. And you yourself become a marketer and foil their plot. Come to talk to you about it. We have an imbalance between actual and desired states. Previously, before you started college, you, I'm going to assume, had a high school degree, which can absolutely lead to good jobs, lots of options. You had certain alternatives. You could have gone straight into a workforce. You could have gone into military service. You could have gone on to some kind of a tech program in medical fields, in engineering fields, all kinds of wonderful fields like that. Or, for instance, you went into something more in an academic setting, whether you went to a community college first, you came to a university, you made a poor decision and went to another university and have corrected that now, whatever has led you to the right choice where you're sitting today. But at present, since you're still in this class, I'm going to assume your actual state is not yet graduated with your bachelor's. But I'm going to guess that your desired state is graduated with bachelor's. Fair assumption? You have to go through certain steps. Lots of variables, lots of choices you have made in your life have led you to this step, where your actual state is still not completed, but you are making progress. You are trying to solve that need, create the balance that you are desiring in that state. Those are very big, long-term implications of decisions as a consumer. What led you to college? What led you to this college? What led you to major, class, expected graduation dates? All those are very big, long-term decision-making. What you have for lunch today, I'm going to guess you have not spent the last 7 months agonizing over. We're going to have that decision, but it's going to be smaller, shorter term, less variables, less choices. But there's still a difference between I'm hungry and I'm full. There's still a difference between the actual and desired states that we're going to go through as consumers all sorts of times. What's a stimulus? Not an economic term in this case. What's a stimulus in our environment?
Causes something.
Causes something, or that's some... What does that mean? I know a tiny bit of sign language. That's not one of them.
Like, it gets things like going, like whether like thinking or like into action or like.
Okay.
It causes a reaction.
Causes a reaction. Such as... Examples?
Like as far as marketing goes?
No, not necessarily.
I mean,
Stimulus.
Sorry.
Hurt. What was that? Loudish. It was surprising. It was a stimulus that made a couple of you go. Some of you went. Some of you responded to the stimulus, and some of you did not. Any unit of input affecting one or more of your five senses. Those include sight. You turn on the light, go, it's bright. Except when you look outside right now. There's actually a condition, it's very interesting to me, that I can find no reason to study, so it's only can just stay interesting, that there are certain people that when you walk outside and you see the sun or you have a bright light, it makes you sneeze. Anybody have that? It's photo sensitive reaction to bright light that leads to some of the nerves that are in your eyes essentially run right past the nerves that are what causes you to feel an itch in your nose and sneeze. The stimulus is not anything nose related. It's all sight related, but it causes a reaction. It's an interesting one. Very little that I can think of marketing implications to that, but I like it anyway. We have smells. What kind of businesses that you might go in or around have smells related to them? Grassroots? What kind of smells do they have? Good ones. Good, bad. Goodish. Probably some flowery type smells. Probably some fruity type smells. Naturey type smells. What else? Restaurants. Good or bad smells? We're going to hope if it's our restaurant, they're mostly good ones. Not all of them are. No. Depending on the place in the restaurant, good and bad smells sometimes. That old freezer in the back of the kitchen, not as good as the front. How about a grocery store? Have smells? How about a grocery store that cooks rotisserie chicken? Fresh baked breads and cookies. They have some smells as you're just scrolling down the cereal aisle like, chicken. I tell you a secret, that's on purpose. Because you just came in for cereal and you leaving with chicken. And cereal. Marketers. Sneaky. We have taste, obviously, as a stimulus. Good and bad. One of the ways that we learn the foods that we should and shouldn't eat is, ew, that one doesn't taste right. That burns. Apparently, we didn't learn real well because we now have hot wing challenges that cause physical pain, but we go with, I'll pay money for that. Okay, maybe. Touch. You want it to be itchy? You have to feel too tight? To hurt your feet? No. Those are all touch-based stimuli that are going to affect how we make decisions. Hearing, obviously, when we make loud noises, we're certain times under a lightning watch. Y'all know we could be under lightning watches in the mornings? That's a new one to me. I will not go rappelling today. So sorry. So sad. Tell me about this. Any of y'all been there? It's Goose Fair and somewhere in England. No? Didn't go there last year? Been 8-9 years ago now? Feels a lot like other places though. I'll be honest. Any of y'all been to a place that might remind you of? How many stimuli were you just exposed to?
A lot.
Like what? Let's categorize them. Which of your senses were impacted by that?
Sight and ear.
Is that it?
Smell. The funnel cake.
You can't smell
Did
it,
you?
No, I mean,
You are correct,
I was there.
but you understand that, don't you? If you have been to that carnival and you've had the funnel cakes or you've had whatever, just because I'm not there to physically smell it, yes, you could see it, yes, you could hear it. Because that's video. We have not, let's be honest, there have been companies that have tried to put out smell-o-vision type things, and luckily they have failed miserably, but it can still happen. But you can still elicit memories of things you may have smelled or tasted, especially good or bad. If you're thinking about the funnel cakes at the fair and you like that, the smell and the taste might go, oh, yes, I remember that. And if you're thinking about, I don't know, the Tilt-A-Whirl, and you remember that time, you might also have some tastes and smells that are not as pleasant, but you can still elicit from your memory. How about touch? You could not physically, actually in this moment, but can you remember a Ferris wheel, Tilt-A-Whirl, bumper cars? Those are touch-based, obviously. We have kinesthetic feelings and memories in that respect. You like the thrill ride, you do not like the thrill ride, all kinds of things like that. We have a lot of powerful memories tied to our senses. Just because you've never been there, you have probably, possibly been somewhere like it. So those sounds and those noises can ring very true to you. And you can even add in memories of the other senses that you're not physically stimulated by here. How about this ad?
The chill of peppermint. The rich dark chocolate. York peppermint patty. Get the sensation.
What do you think of that ad?
I hate your peppermint patties, so
Ask that.
I didn't think much of it.
How many of y'all hate chocolate peppermint York patties kind of thing? How many of you love that kind of thing? How many care less? You are culinary. You should care about food a lot. Or you should be very neutral because everything has potential. Interestingly, I did not realize that until I started using this example, that people either like it or they do not like it. This is not one of those candies. And they're like, yeah, it's fine. Apparently, chocolate and mint to some people is terrible. And to other people, as we can tell, because there's a lot of candies that still are successful, it's not a bad thing to others. But I didn't ask you first what you think of the product. I asked you what you think of the ad. I submit that's one of the most powerful 14 seconds in marketing. If you don't like the product, you're biased, and that's okay, because we all have brands and things we don't love. But that was very fast, very stimulating marketing. They're trying to get you to have some taste stimulus, to get you to have some smell stimulus. They're trying to get you to have touch, feeling stimulus with the wind, with the goosebumps. They're trying to get, whether you have ever had it or not, but they're banking on you've had it and you liked it and you want to be reminded of it. But they're trying to elicit responses from you in a very stimulus-oriented way when all they can give you is sight and sound. But they're trying to get you to fill in the blank for taste, touch, and smell. Stimuli can be incredibly powerful. We respond to stimuli sometimes very much on purpose, sometimes very much not on purpose. I don't want to slap the table again because my hand hurt the first time. That's me learning. That's a touch-based stimulus that has impacted my future behaviors. I'm learning too. We sometimes, of course, unconsciously pay attention to stimuli. You might be very focused, as you should be, with two hands on the wheels, your phone put away and not responded to while you're driving, and you're paying attention to the road, and that idiot that passed you too fast in this rain. Oh, and there's a billboard coming up. Notice, what is that? It's kind of interesting. Maybe it catches your eye, and you're trying to read it all of a sudden, and blue lights. What am I not paying attention to? You're absolutely paying attention to the blue lights. That billboard that was going to be the wonderful saving thing that was going to meet that unmet need in your life is now forgotten. It's gone. It's behind you. And you're hoping the blue light goes in front of you, not continues slowly behind you. Same for the radio you were listening to. The same for the conversation y'all were having in the car. That stimulus will get most people's response and real focused attention relatively unconsciously. We as marketers have certain opportunities to catch you with stimuli. We cook the chicken in the Walmart, in the gas station too, in Kroger, in order to, I want this. What is it? Where is it? How much is it? I want it. We put out ads about candy, trying to get you to pay attention from a stimulus standpoint. We talk in feelings about, you should try out these towels. They are the softest Egyptian cotton you've ever felt. From a TV ad, from a magazine ad, from an ad without the physical touch, I get the feeling of it. Based on memory, based on my imagination, we can elicit responses from our consumers. We're trying to get you to realize a need. Sometimes we're trying to get you to realize a need you've never had before. That's much harder than getting you to recognize a need that you're familiar with. You recognize the fact that you get hungry every day. So it's real easy for marketers to go, the next time you're hungry, because you know what that means, you know when it's going to happen, you know that you're going to deal with it. Remember us. Come see us. We got a special. We got a happy hour. We got a whatever. The present status, where you are right now, your actual state, and where you are in your preferred state, there's an imbalance there. And we have all kinds of stimuli that impact that. External stimuli like marketing, and internal stimuli like your own thoughts, your own feelings, your own memories, your own what do I want and not want. Absolutely, those can change and be impacted. We, as marketers, hope to help, always helpful, never hurtful, always help consumers recognize that there's an imbalance and how our goods, our services, our companies, our products can help you solve the problem. Do some marketers lie to you? Absolutely not me. Do some marketers not tell the whole truth? Absolutely, mostly not me. Does some marketers want to get your dollar and they don't care what happens to you afterward? Absolutely, and I don't want you to be them. I'm going to focus heavily on teaching you, let's just do it the right way. And if we put out a good product, we can get good money for that good product. I don't have to put out a cheap product and try and trick you into buying it. I can put out good quality products with good customer service and win good customers. When we're thinking about that we've recognized the need, at this point we go with, I got something in my life missing. There's a difference between where I am and where I want to be. I want to figure out how to solve the problem. I want to fix it. I want to meet that need. We start with what we kind of broadly think of as an information search. How can I solve my problem? How can I deal with this issue? We're going to start internally, just about always, and we're going to start with, what do I already know? That's a great way to make decisions. What do I already know? In life, in business, in making decisions for consumption, and making decisions in what do I already know? I recall information in memory. That's what some of those ads and that Goose Fair clip we're trying to get you to elicit is memories. What do you already know? What can you bring back? What can I use making decisions going forward? How do I have that information? How do I have memories about a brand or about a product I've used? Can we invent them? Yes. Can our imagination replace missing information in our lives? Yes. Can marketers help you fill in information that you don't currently actually have? Yes. Hopefully good, legally, all that. We recall the information we already got. If I ask a small child to remember a car accident, they're going to remember things a lot differently than a grown, mature adult. Does that make sense? If I ask someone who has shopped in this store 3 times a week for the last 8 years to tell me about the store, am I going to get different responses from somebody that's the first time they went in it was yesterday? Yes. We're going to have different sets of memories, completions of memories, complexities of memories, the information we know, positive and negative. Have I used that product one time in the past, but it was like 3 years ago? Did I like it or not? I don't remember. Did I use that product my entire childhood? Is it the brand Mama always bought? I'm going to have certain memories tied in. And if we're talking about things like food and personal hygiene type things, whatever Mama bought already has a higher standard in your mind. It's harder for me as a marketer to overcome whatever Mama bought. That's a known fact, and it's an interesting thing to deal with sometimes. We have certain information within us, and we got certain information that's without us. When we're doing information search, we start with, what do I already know? What brands am I aware of? Have I done this before? Have I used this, done this, consumed this, purchased this before? and I take everything I know to then go out to the external. If I already know a lot about this subject, I don't have to go out nearly as far. Real simple. I already know that there's 8 of these things on the market, and I don't like 7 of them, so I'm buying this one. That's a real simple decision. If I have no idea about this topic or this subject, I don't know where to go. I don't know what options are there. I don't know the quality. I don't know the price ranges. I have to do an external information search. I'm seeking out knowledge that is not within me already in some kind of outside environment. We can split that into stuff that is non-marketing controlled information and stuff that is marketing controlled information. If primarily we start searching within our own selves, our own memories, our own experiences, it stands to reason, depending on your personality, your social groups and family sizes, that the next stop after I've exhausted my memories is I might go to somebody I know's memories. If I'm talking about certain subjects that Mama should know more about, I'm going to ask Mama what I should do. If I'm talking about certain subjects Daddy might know better, I might go ask Daddy. I'm going to ask friends that have done this before me. I'm going to ask the older sibling that went to college before me. How'd that go? What should I expect? All kinds of opportunities that's not within us, but is close at hand in the external environment that marketers may have absolutely no context, no connection with, no influence over whatsoever. What did you like? What did you enjoy? You went to that place for a vacation. Where'd you stay? Where'd you eat? What'd you do? All kinds of stuff that is external to our own decision making, our own information, our own memories, but may be controlled by other humans. Then we've got marketing control stuff, which is advertising, for instance. Examples. How do you choose a hotel when you travel?
The rating.
A rating?
And reviews.
Where'd you get a rating? Website reviews? Where do you get reviews? Ratings and reviews. Anything else?
Location.
Location. Is it in the town I'm trying to travel to? That's a good start. Is it near the thing I want to go see? That makes sense. What else?
How it looks.
How it looks. Why does that matter?
Because like if it looks like it's like basically vacant or why is not many people here?
Why is one of your letters falling off the side of the building and nobody seems to care? What's that saying? Price?
And
Sponge. How's everything look?
Looks good. It's real good.
What's his BP?
120/80.
Okay, folks. Close it up.
You're not Dr. Stewart.
No. But I did stay at Holiday Inn Express last night.
I like those. It was a good campaign. They did a number of those kind of things. What is, I don't know, a certain company on your screen trying to get you to think? This is a
it's a smart.
smart decision. Because we all want to make smart decisions. You don't want to go back and go, why did I make that dumb decision? Wait, no, that's what we do. I don't want to go with, I sure hope I can make a dumb decision tomorrow. Looking forward to consequences. Marketing controlled or non-marketing controlled? Marketing controlled. Holiday Inn Express probably paid an ad agency to film this thing and paid TV companies, things, networks to air it. Absolutely marketing controlled. Holiday Inn Express wants you to like them, trust them, think they're smartles. How about I go over here to TripAdvisor? Maybe I'm looking to really step out on vacation. I'm going to go to the Holiday Inn Express in North Columbus. Okay. Cheap gas. Holiday Inn Express. It's number 8 of 14 hotels in Columbus, according to TripAdvisor. It has 4.5 stars. It's rated as excellent. I'm beginning to think this is a smart choice. You know, not the same Columbus part, but how's it How's it look? Does it look sketchy? No. Got some lights and upgrades. It's one of the newer hotels in town, honestly. TripAdvisor's going to give me a rating. And it's going to give me somewhere, I think, let me keep scrolling. Location, reviews. Good for a one-night trip. We're in town for MSU's graduation. Why'd you stay here? Booked this hotel. Check-in was really easy. Staff were really nice. Checkout was also smooth. Staff were light. Room was so clean, but it was comfortable. Only issue I had was I have to read more. The breakfast selection. It was very limited. It didn't really have a variety of offering. However, what they did have was good. 4 stars. 4 dots. Nice hotel. Perfect. Mr. Lorenzo. Very clean. Etc. 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 I'm thinking about what's coming up. The spring break thing's coming up. So I'm going to check in on Saturday night, spring break. I'm going to check out on Monday because that's the example we're using today. $103 a night. Different issue. Howsbooking.com, Expedia, Hotwire, Priceline, Hotels, Travelocity, and Orbitz all have the exact same price. It's almost like they were talking to each other. That's a different issue. When we talk about MKT455 internet marketing in the spring, talk to your advisor. Overall, if I had to come to Columbus and was not already here, a hotel you would choose. Any problems with it? An extensive breakfast buffet, maybe not the best choice, but otherwise, for what it is, it's well reviewed, well rated. $100 a night. Marketing control or not marketing control? Pretty well marketing control. What's this ad trying to tell us?
That we should go. Another world.
We should go. What?
It's like being in another world.
If you're not exceedingly happy with the world you're in, here's another one. If your actual state does not match your desired state, change your state. Maybe. In order to afford this place, you have to be rich enough to fly. Maybe. Anybody stayed in Atlantis? Going down to Bahamas, the closest one? What? It's also on TripAdvisor. It is also 4.5 stars, rated as excellent. Just like the Holiday Inn Express North Columbus. This one has 23,000 reviews. Holiday Inn Express has 16. Does that impact my decision making? Yes. I'm gonna say 16 reviews, 4.5 dots. Whoever Mr. Lorenzo is must be pretty good. I got 4.5 dots after 23,000 people. I'm gonna say more people have thought about this. I'm gonna say I have more people to trust. One of the things with online reviews is they're absolutely a given today. But as they started many moons ago, we had to first trust them. And it's like, why am I going to trust some stranger to tell me what I'm going to like? Now we're like, how could I possibly not trust some stranger to tell me what I should like? Why should I? I'm not going to go explore it on my own. That's scary. There be dragons. 23,000 reviews. Great getaway even when traveling solo. Fantastic hotel. Simply all you desire. The hotel offers you comfort and excellent activities and pampers you to the fullest. The costs are a bit high, but the holiday is really luxurious and you are treated in every detail without having to worry about anything. They also worry about organizing the excursions. This is a little bit beyond. There was not the kind of bagel I wanted on the breakfast bar. I'll give you a hint. They do not give you free breakfast here either. Say you want to go outside of Columbus, fine, you're fancy. You know, leave Columbus for spring break. 283. Oh, look. Bookings at 283, 298, 298, 421, 298, 384, 353.
But it actually looks like that. Actually,
All of a sudden,
really nice.
there's a difference in prices. The more we charge for things, the more we can see some fluctuations. You call Carl Hogan Nissan, or you go to Carlock Nissan in Tupelo, you might get the same car, but it might be a few $100s difference for the same car. The more price we have to play with, the more we can see fluctuations in that price. That's a different issue. We'll talk about price later. Dubai is a rich country. So rich that they decided we don't have enough land, we're just going to start building land out in the ocean. And on that land, we're going to put a really, really fancy hotel that you can get to, assuming you know how to fly, for $283 a night. If we're thinking about value, the difference between that $100 a night, $103 a night to be fair, and $283 a night here, do I feel like I'm getting twice, 2.5 times the something for my money here?
Columbus and Dubai.
Columbus versus Dubai. Back to real cheap gas to get to the North of Columbus Holiday Inn Express. Free breakfast. Built-in water park and aquarium. As a consumer, you got to decide what's important to you, and that's how we judge things. We look at the value of different options. If we're doing external information search and we're even now evaluating alternatives for what am I going to do with spring break, then we're going to judge things. Some options for whatever we're going to buy are going to be cheaper than others. Some are going to have more features than others. Some are going to be easier to acquire versus more time-consuming or effort involved to acquire. Those are all variables that we're going to make decisions as consumers to balance out what it is we're going to choose. External information searches, how much we are willing to do, how many sources we're willing to look at, how many alternatives we're going to evaluate, can be influenced by what are we doing? How much do we know about what we're doing? I need less information, the less risky the choice. If I'm going to buy a house, I'm probably going to look at more than one house. That's just me. I may even hire a professional to help me find the right house. If I'm going to buy a candy bar between classes, I'm not going to hire a personal shopper. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to consult other people. I'm not going to Google reviews of Snickers versus Milky Way. It's not worth it. Two decisions, two different kinds of levels. Riskier the move, if we're talking about more money, we're talking about personal danger, we're talking about consequences of making a poor choice. The less risk involved in the choice, the less searching, comparing, thinking about it we're going to do. the more knowledge we come into the situation with, the more memory, the more experience, the more I know this topic, the less I need to know what anybody else thinks. If I already feel that I'm an expert in the subject, ain't nobody else going to help me. If I feel like I have no earthly idea what it is I'm learning here, what do I even ask them when I want to buy it at the store? I'm probably going to spend more time and effort asking other people about it. The more experience I have with this product, the more I know the level I want to buy it. The cheapest one on the market will be fine. I need a good version of this product on the market. I know I'm going to go buy it where I've bought it before, and they treated me right, and it all went well. I don't have any idea where I'm going to buy this thing. Where do I even go to do this? So the more interest I have in a topic, in a product, in a situation, the more I'm going to spend time dealing with it. Travel tends to be something most consumers care about. Whether or not you yourself choose to travel, spend your time and money doing that, when you do it, you tend to spend more time thinking about it, planning it, looking at options, comparing choices about locations, about your hotel, about where we're going to make reservations for dinner, about activities we're going to do, how we're going to get there, what road we're going to take. We're going to take a flight out of Memphis, a flight out of Jackson, a flight out of Birmingham, where we're going to go. Lots of variables, lots of choices, lots of options. The more interested we are in the thing, the more information we're going to seek out, the more shopping, the more comparing we're going to do. The more confidence I have in the decision, the less I'm going to seek out other options. That includes my own self-confidence. Some of us are more self-confident than others in general. That's something. It's an important part of your life. You should feel confident. You're awesome at something. I promise. But we have confidence in this decision. Back to product knowledge, back to experience. The more I've done it, the more I've done it well, the more I got it right the last 100 times I had lunch, the more confident I am that I'm going to make a good choice for lunch today. Those are going to impact how much searching outside of our own heads, whether that's talking to other people, whether that's looking at online reviews, whether that's looking on Google results, whether that's asking professionals for help, whatever it might be, it impacts how much external searching, looking, comparing we do. How many of y'all like to cook? Make sure you still awake. We like to cook. We like to cook.
Depends on the type of day I'm
Oh, good. Standard student response of it depends. Barbecue, sushi.
We like the barbecue.
That's something. Okay. What do you like to cook most? What's your signature dish at this point?
Soup.
Soup. Interesting. What kind of soup? It's a great day for soup. I probably shouldn't ask that question. I might want it and can't have it. Never mind. What else? What do you like to cook?
Spaghetti.
With or without meat?
With meat.
What kind of meat?
Ground beef.
Canned sauce?
No.
Sauce.
There you go.
Can we make a lot of decisions about food? And that's a real general topic. I mean, y'all like fish. Now we're in Mississippi. I guess you want it. Catfish, pretty popular kind of thing. We literally have a street down the way from us here called Catfish Alley. There's a lot more fish, I'll tell you. There's a lot of other fish in the sea. I'll laugh at y'all. Gordon Ramsay, he knows a little bit about cooking and yelling at people.
My shopping guide to getting the finest fish. When I buy my fish, I only want the freshest and the best. And if anyone knows how to get the best, it's Roger Kent Barn. He's been buying and selling fish at the world-famous Billingsgate Market in London for over 50 years.
I love fish. I think it's the greatest food of all time. I sell literally every variety there is. I could feed you a different fish 365 days a year.
This guy really knows how to sniff out the good from the bad.
All fish smell different. The longer it's around, the more fishy it will smell. When it's lovely and fresh, it doesn't smell. Whenever you're going to buy fish, don't be frightened. Get your nose right into it. Don't go like that. Get it into it. Smell it. Smells delightful. It smells what I call salmon, and it's lovely. Barramundi, it's a lovely fish. The way to tell good fish is, look at it closely. It's shiny. It's still got the bloom on it. His eyes are as bright as yours. Look in the gill, lovely and red. Put it in a bag for the gentleman, please. People should always be asking about their fish. What kind of fish is it? Where does it come from? A nice salmon. £19. It's a bargain at £20.
And Gordon tells us that a good salmon. Useful, but not perfect. You decided, I like to cook. I've gotten pretty good at these other dishes. I think I want to go. I was watching my Food Network and they did salmon. I don't know anything about salmon. I can go to Kroger and you can get salmon. If I'm in the right place, I can go somewhere like that and I can get salmon or 300 and something other kinds of fish. You might tell me something like, salmon, if you do it this way, real easy, beginner kind of dish, you can do that. I ask for something else, you might go, you've never done this. Let's start you on a nice beginner fish. Beginner kind of methodology. There's different options there. How much risk is involved? Is there certain risk involved in food? Yes. If certain foods are not cooked properly, there's organisms that mean us harm. How much knowledge you have about the subject matter can impact what you choose and what you don't choose. How much experience, how interested I am in this. I just want to add something to my ramen. Different level of interest to. I'm thinking it's about time to talk about marriage. We should have a really nice dinner. Maybe. How confident I am making the decision. If I have no confidence, but I want to do the thing, I need to make this decision, I might bring in an expert to help me make choices. We get to the purchase. We've looked at information. We've examined alternatives. We have decided to buy or not to buy. That is the question. Whether it's just nobler to spend my money or not, I know not. Do we always buy things just because we go shopping for them? No.
Nope.
Do we always buy things even when we think we have found a good choice? No. Why not?
I think it's because like, you always feel like you can find it better, cheaper.
Maybe. I'm not confident in my decision yet that this is the right option. Maybe. Anything else? Just because I find a good choice and I think it would make my life better and it's a good idea, should I, what if I can't afford it? I really believe this Corvette is the one that's going to meet my unmet needs. I really believe not being bankrupt will also be an important part of my life in the future. Sometimes we go out, especially if we have little knowledge about a subject, and we're like, I think I should buy a boat. How much is a boat? Oh, Google says a boat's a lot. I don't need a boat. All kinds of choices, all kinds of decisions. Even if we've shopped, we seek information, we decide on alternatives, and we go, this would be a great one. I ain't buying it, but this would be a great option for somebody. Somebody should buy this. That can't happen. As marketers, we love people that come in our stores, come in our dealerships, spend our time, and say, I think this is awesome. Would you like to buy it? No. But you're doing a great job with this. Good luck to you. That does happen. Tire kickers at the car dealership. Things like that do happen. We have that impact. We can have people in the store that physically walk in that buggy around and putting stuff in it, and they get up and they're like, I just go out to eat tonight. This looks like a lot of work to cook. And we could leave the buggy sitting there in the aisle, and an employee has to come back and go, what? Who left this frozen salmon out? Anybody buying this? I gotta put it back. We don't have that problem online because I can put stuff in that digital shopping cart all day, and there's no digital employee that has to come back and physically put it back on the digital warehouse shelf. It can just disappear. Walmart and Amazon will remind me I left a lot of stuff in my cart that won't they? I know, I don't want it. Leave me alone. Ultimately, the consumer has to make the decision whether they have shopped, whether they have compared, whether they have gone through a lot of effort are they actually going to buy something or not? I could maybe go out and research the world of this topic and go, you know what, I think I can do this myself. I don't need to pay a professional to replace this, fix this, install this. I've learned enough from YouTube that I can do it. Back to the risk of your decisions. If you're a novice, electricity, not a great beginner, first-time home improvement project. Start by painting. That's a relatively safe option. New electrical work, not as good an option. Risky behaviors. To make the decisions or not. We might make the decision, and even before we make the decision, we have doubt. We have a lack of confidence. We have worry. If we've made the decision, we might be walking at the door going, man, I hope this is the good choice. It arrives from Amazon and you're like, oh no, what did I buy? I do not remember. What was I doing that night? How did I feel that night? Oh. No. Can happen. Part of your previous choices and how you're impacted in the future, maybe. Inner tension. The consumer experiences after recognizing an inconsistency between behavior and their values or opinions. Cognitive dissonance. Cognitive, generally referring to how we think. Behaviors of whether we think this is a good idea or not. Holiday Inn Express, absolutely, their commercial is trying to give us the idea that this is a smart choice. It's a smart choice. It's a smart choice. They're trying to alleviate cognitive dissonance before you bought the thing. How we make decisions, whether we find it and we go, this is a great idea, should I buy it or not? Can I afford it or not? Do I really need it or not? Is this the right color marker or not? All things that are impacted by our confidence, by what will be future impacts of our decisions. All kinds of things that can determine whether or not we buy in the first place and whether we're happy and feel at peace after we buy it. As a company, how can I, after you've bought the thing, how can I help you alleviate cognitive dissonance? How about return policies? Does that help give me more confidence to make the decision? If I don't like it, if it doesn't fit, if it's not the right choice, I have an out. I can get the money back. I can reduce that risk, right? How about warranties? What's a warranty?
If it breaks, they fix it for free before a certain period of time.
Generally speaking, yeah. Your car comes with a powertrain warranty. Your TV comes with some kind of warranty. Does your food come with a warranty? Sometimes.
Some do.
Packaged foods has maybe a freshness guarantee. Your bag of chips might tell you it's guaranteed to be fresh, crisp, and delicious up until this date. Call us. Deal with us. We'll fix it. We'll make it better. They're trying to remove cognitive dissonance. I mean, I left fries in.
Whoa. I'll replace your sled and everything in it. And I understand if you don't want to help me anymore.
Of course I don't want to help her anymore. In fact, this whole thing has ruined me for helping anyone ever again. She'll die on her own. I can live with that.
But you won't get your new sled if she's dead.
Sometimes I really don't like you. Hold up! We're coming!
You are? I mean, sure. I'll let you tag along.
It's cognitive dissonance at play here. He's just had a major life event, death-defying behaviors, lost some of his most prized and valuable possessions. His choices at this point is continue or not. And his decision-making is impacted by a reindeer and his own mental issues. But cognitive dissonance is at play. The willingness to replace the sled is a warranty. It's a guarantee. It's a something that if you continue making this decision, you have an impactful, future positive consequence. You don't like Frozen? Fine. How about Big Bang Theory? In this is a Christmas type episode. Sheldon famously, if you know the show, if you're not, it's not worth explaining to you. Sheldon's famously not big on giving gifts. He thinks it's an odd social construct that we have to give gifts back and forth to people. He has decided that he is trying to beat the system. He has gotten a number of gift baskets for Penny. So no matter what she gives him, he has a certain value level. You can give her the $10 thing, you can give her the $40 thing, all schemed out. So in whatever level of gift value she gives him, he can respond in kind without being in her debt or overspending, basically.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas! How's your leg? Very good, thanks for asking. Come on in. Oh, good, Penny. You're here to exchange gifts. You'll be pleased to know I'm prepared for whatever you have to offer.
Okay, here.
I should note, I'm having some digestive distress. So if I excuse myself abruptly, don't be alarmed. Oh, a napkin.
Turn it over.
To Sheldon, live long and prosper. Leonard Nimoy.
He came into the restaurant. Sorry, the napkin's dirty. He wiped his mouth with it.
I possess the DNA of Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah, I guess, but look, he signed it.
Do you realize what this means? All I need is a healthy ovum and I can grow my own Leonard Nimoy.
Okay, all I'm giving you is the napkin, Sheldon.
Be right back.
Sheldon, what did you do?
I know. It's not enough, is it? Here.
Leonard, look, Sheldon's hugging me.
It's a Saturnalia miracle.
What was Sheldon's initial attempt to have all the different gift options in order to foil any particular situation? He's attempting to deal with, and no matter what the situation, I have created my own warranty, my own guarantee, my own out, my own fix the problem to the situation. He was unprepared for what happened and what mattered to him and value and all that. As marketers, a big part of our job before and after the sale, the purchase, the consumption, is helping consumers feel happy, helping consumers feel safe, helping consumers feel that they made a good choice or they're making a good choice. Any way that we can relieve cognitive dissonance helps them to be satisfied with their own